Hi, this is Georgia Lenheim. You've reached my channel, Star Nectar Astrology, where we talk about all things astronomical or true sky astrology. Today we're going to talk about the moon, the new moon, so moon conjunct sun, in the sign of astronomical Cancer. Cancer really deserves its own video, so we're just going to touch in on Cancer right now and then really go the distance soon. Cancer is nurturing, sensitive, and empathic. Cancer is both mother and daughter. Cancer is ruled by the sun. In ancient Persian astrology, the moon moved too quickly to rule any one sign. So the sun was for Leo in the day and Cancer in the night, which is why Cancer has an affinity to moon. In this way, we can see how they're working together, these signs, as the electromagnetic aspect of heart. Cancer being the magnetic heart, which makes a lot of sense. So this new moon is opposite Pluto. It's going to be very transformative, especially for how we're running energy through the emotional body. Now, Mercury is also retrograde, Pluto is retrograde. There's a lot of turning inward for a lot of self-reflection on our behaviors, the way that we move our emotional energy. But it's really about getting the emotional body on board. You know, when people talk about embodiment, they so often are talking about the physical body. But embodiment means all of the bodies. We can exercise ourselves into an oblivion. We can meditate until we're flying away. But nothing can really change until we address the emotional body because of its profound magnetism. So this is what we're going to be really dealing with as we confront ourselves through this transit. So the question that comes to mind is, are you able to keep the observer intact? Are you able to keep that witness, that part of yourself that is able to bear witness to your biggest movements in neutrality? And if your answer to that is yes, then the next question is, are you sure that you're in emotional mastery and not in emotional control? So some questions to know, if that's the case for you, can look like this. When you have really big feelings, do you let them flow or do you immediately try to wrestle them into reason? When you have the big feelings and you let yourself feel them, do you get stuck in rumination or do you let them flow? Do you know the difference in your body in when you're in emotional flow versus emotional indulgence? Are you able to make noise when you orgasm? Do you let yourself sing? Do you let yourself play? Does your body feel rhythm? Are you able to be happy for the success of others? Are you able to cry for the pain of others? Do you like surprises? What do you tolerate in your space? How much time do you give yourself to integrate? And I'm not just talking about integration of big medicine. I'm talking about anything that has an effect on human consciousness: marijuana, caffeine, tobacco. Are you giving yourself time to feel and be present? These are important questions as we remap our nervous systems and allow ourselves to have boundaries in places that create more health and thrive in our lives. So Cancer is known well for its connection with crab, but its original affinity was with turtle. In Babylonian astrology, it was never the crab, it was always the turtle. And we can see that throughout cultures over time, that the turtle has been associated with mother and indeed carries the lunar calendar on its back, making it a very natural representative. So we think about those boundaries with Cancer, but the thing about the turtle shell is that it's not just hard. The turtle feels everything. When you touch its shell, it can feel it. So this to me gives mind to the semi-permeable membrane as your boundary, rather than a hard penetrative burst of repulsion. It can be something that enzymatically allows in exactly what it is you want while disallowing what no longer serves. So start to play with that as a way to have more fluidity with your boundaries and just with your own being and self. This is a time that we are rewiring our nervous systems to have more capacity for joy. So this means this starts first with not self-abandoning. So as we move through this transit, there's going to be moments of letting people go that you never thought you would let go, or just really big changes, and let it flow, let it go. Crying is medicine, laughter is too. Take really good care, listen to your intuition, trust it, and really listen to where that voice is coming from so that you know if it's coming from your trauma or if it's actually really coming from your heart. The heart is the anchor, the still point, and is home. Thank you for tuning in. You can find me here or on Instagram at Star Nectar Astrology. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Enjoy this new moon.